Hello, Dr. Patton and fellow students. I'd like to talk today about an article I read about hearing impairment. It was put out by Project Ideal in Action, which is a project of the Texas Council for Developmental Disabilities. I'm Candy London. Hearing impairment is defined by IDEA as an impairment in hearing that adversely affects a child's educational performance. The author differentiates between hardness of hearing and deafness and gives really great definitions for both of them. The authors also talk about the significant issues that children with hearing impairment will face. It will impact their social development, their intellectual development, speech and language, of course, and educational achievement. They go through quite a few teaching strategies, which I found very helpful. The number one emphasis is on the professionals that would work with these students. They also talk about different things that teachers can do, such as favorable seating, making sure you use captions when you show videos or films, giving the student a note taker who can help them so that they can fully integrate in the lesson and participate, and using other forms of communication. There's also assistive technology, which I found fascinating. I knew about hearing aids, but I didn't know that there's also a device for a student who wear headphones and the teacher can talk into a microphone so that the student has other sounds filtered out. Computers have software that can be helpful to students with hearing impairment. And one thing that I really liked was the idea of alerting devices. If there was, rather than just a bell, there would be lights flashing and vibrations. The author's perspective was that these students not only face struggles because they can't hear, but it's going to impact their emotional development, forming friendships, and different circumstances such as their family structure, their finances, where they live, what access they have to special services can impact their success. The authors definitely stressed that early interventions and therapies can help reduce language delay, and that the impact of the student's hearing impairment doesn't just affect the student, but the whole family, so that the whole family should really receive training and support. Teachers of the hearing impaired should be specially trained to work with these kids. My reaction to the article, the first passage that came to mind is from the Shema, which is the creed that Jews recite morning and night. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. That word hear doesn't just mean physically hear, but to actually hear, listen, and obey. And that's our prayer for all of our students, but especially these special needs students, that they would hear the word of God, follow him, and know the calling that he has on their lives. Hearing impaired children might have a harder time developing friendships because so much is based on communication. We need to be able to help them with that. Educational achievement can be hindered, but modern technology does have some options now that there weren't before. Another point that was made and really stressed is that these students are not stupid, they are just deaf. The implications to my practice: I don't have any students, and I haven't had any students with hearing impairment, but if I do, I will first of all provide seating where they can see everybody's faces and probably seat everybody in a big circle, including me, so that everyone can see everyone at all times. When I do show films and videos, I'll make sure that they have captions on them. I will provide a note taker so that the student with hearing loss can fully participate and attend to instruction. Um, I try to make a learning community in my classroom so that every student feels safe participating. We celebrate victories, we celebrate mistakes because we learn from them. And I want that for all of my students, including any with special needs. And the main thing is I would want to learn and have my students learn American Sign Language. I would also encourage our school to invest in alerting devices so that when bells ring to change periods or if there was any emergencies, that our hearing impaired students would receive the same alerts as our other students. The information I got was from the website of the Project Idea Online, and the pictures were from Google. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, continue to be a blessing as the Lord has blessed